What's up, everybody? I'm here with a reply video to a discussion that Brain Smasher Ben put up a couple of days ago about why metal YouTubing is important. And he brought up some badass points, some really killer stuff, really made a whole lot of sense. His arguments were great and really well thought out, and I agree with him 100%. And I had some things that I'd like to add to it that I thought of while I was watching his video. But first off, we're listening to Boxcar Willie. You ever heard of him? I'm sure you already know what he's about, but if not, check him out. He's an old country singer. Hang on, I picked up a whole lot of his tapes. That's Boxcar right there. So yeah, so why metal YouTubing is important, besides his obvious points of untainted opinions, and the mainstream media having an issue, or being the issue. Add into the untainted opinions part and promotion. It's literally just free promotion for all these bands that in other cases would never see the light of day, honestly. Like Archgoat debuted their first EP in 1989. I would have never found them in a million years if it wasn't for YouTube and the people talking about YouTube. I wouldn't be who I am musically today if it wasn't for YouTube, honestly. All this wouldn't be here. The records over there wouldn't be there. The tapes right there wouldn't be here. None of it. I gotta tell you right now that the reason I like a lot of the music that I do is because of Comp Sean really got me into extreme metal. Like, I liked metal and stuff from a very, very young age. By the way, if you guys ever want to hear me tell the story of my metal journey, whatever the hell, how I got into metal and stuff, I will. Let me know. Yeah, basically, I watched his review of Stages of Decomposition, Piles of Rotting Flesh. It was a brand new video when I first saw it, and how he talked about how the album sounded, like these disgusting slams, and how it tinges back in old school death metal. I didn't know any of these terms before. I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? And I saw the album cover when he showed it, and I thought it was badass. At this point, the furthest I ever dove into death metal would be Cannibal Corpse, Behemoth, and Acid Witch. And Acid Witch was an accident because I'm a Doom guy. I started in Doom, getting into more extreme metal. If it wasn't for Sean, I wouldn't even like death metal, and that's literally shaped my whole, basically my existence at this point. Not gonna lie to you. I don't want to be gay and be like Sean Comp changed my life, but kind of. Look at all this. I have a little bit over 800 CDs, and not all of them are metal, not gonna lie to you, but a lot of them are. The majority of them, probably about 500 of them are, and they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Sean. I wouldn't like death metal, I wouldn't like black metal, I wouldn't like a lot of the stuff, I would not like power metal, I wouldn't like any of that. And if one random dude's video can literally change somebody's perspective that much, that's a righteous thing, I'd say. It's a really smart idea because it's free promotion for bands that really deserve it, bands that would get nothing if they didn't get this kind of a coverage. All these bands, I wouldn't know Inquisition, any of this stuff, and these bands are getting big, really big. Like, not like, headlining Vakken big, but like Inquisition's doing tours by themselves now. Archgoat tours by themselves. Acid Witch can tour by themselves. All these bands I would have never heard of if it wasn't for YouTube. And I feel like that right there is the pinnacle of what metal YouTubing's about, is showing new people new music that they would have never heard of if all they did was read magazines and zines and stuff like that. Because if I read an album title, I do not feel nearly as compelled to, listen to it or purchase it like I would if I saw somebody holding up, shit, just out of nowhere. I heard somebody just pull out Blind Guardian right here. If I heard the album title Blind Guardian Battalions of Fear, I would have just tossed it off to the side. But I see somebody, okay, grab it like this, they show it to you, they show you all the album cover, they show you all the artwork in there, they show you this badass little order sheet, and then they show you the back with the band photo. They talk about the looks and I guess the aesthetic of the band. I'm way more likely to check this out if I see somebody talking about it with passion. Somebody who really enjoys this and really cares about this stuff. And I feel like that right there is super important. You gotta care about what you're doing or else you're just wasting your time. You gotta really enjoy it. I mean, I get there's like joke channels and shit like that, but when you get to metal YouTubing, it's a serious community. It's a lot of people that obviously enjoy what they're doing, love what they're doing. They make good friends. I've made a shitload of good friends off of here. And they're great people, and you meet great people with like-minded ideas through this, and not just the music itself. You meet more people. I feel like there's a whole other point in itself, is you meet more and more people like you. And metal, at least where I'm from, is an outcast thing. I'm from a small farm town in Illinois. This is not normal stuff here. People aren't running around blasting suffocation. That's just not how it works here. My town has a couple of thousand people now. When I first was born here, I think we might have had a little bit over 1,000. And the town that I went to high school in shares it with mine, and that just broke 1,000 a couple of years ago. I'm from a small town, and I wouldn't know any of this. I have no outlet. I have nobody to tell me about it. So I found the internet. The internet showed me everything I needed to know. Now I have a band. I have records out. I have 2 bands. My main band's got records out. We sell our CDs overseas. My black metal demo has been sent to France and stuff. And if it wasn't for the internet, and mostly just the internet in general, but metal YouTubing, I would have never done any of that. I would have never thought the one-man idea is a possibility. I would have never been into black metal, which is the basis of my band Apotheosis. In my input is the black metal side of it. Wouldn't like death metal, would not care to play this style of music at all. I would probably still be playing thrash metal, or I probably would have started like a stoner metal band, if I even got into playing music. I don't know, but my whole life is different because of metal YouTubing. It's literally changed my perspective on how music is. Like, I wouldn't think, when I hear Panopticon, I wouldn't think atmospheric black metal. I would have heard it and I would have been like, what the hell? What's going on here? Banjos, flutes, fucking acoustic guitars, blast beats, screamed vocals, random bluegrass passages. I would be like, what the hell is going on here? I would have been so confused. But I watched somebody talk about it and they explained to me what it's all about, what the mentality of was going back into it. It gave me a backstory while I'm going into the album. If you have a backstory, you have a point of reference, and if you have a point of reference, you always have something to lean back on if something doesn't make sense. Like Cannibal Corpse, I would have saw, like Meat Hook Sodomy or something. I would have seen that, and I would have just cringed and been like, what the hell is this? And I would have never given it the light of day. But then I understand now that I'm older, and that I've talked to people who like this stuff, and I learned what it's about. I learned that it's the same effect for people like a horror movie. It's just like watching, Friday the 13th and enjoying it. It's super violent and it's ridiculous, but so is death metal. And I shouldn't say just metal YouTubing is super important. The music community on YouTube is super important. If you can't tell, I like a lot more than just metal. We're listening to country music. Country music's probably my second love as far as music goes, aside from metal. Those two. Might be a victim of where I'm from. I got nothing wrong with it. I love it. They got something to say. And what's cool is I know other metalheads in this specific community that love country music. They like real music. They're not just metalheads. They like real music, and that's why their opinion is so valid. They really like music. They don't just like, I only buy tapes, and I only like Satanic War Master or Moonblood or some bullshit like that. People like that drive me a little bit nuts, not gonna lie to you. People need to work on opening their mind, and I feel like this whole metal YouTube community opens each other's minds for them. It helps everybody kind of grasp each other's attention to get new albums famous, and stuff like that. You know, it's literally just promotion, and it just spawns off of each other. People doing that, like right here, right now, I'm doing a video reply to a gentleman I've never met, and that's all there is to it. So that's basically all I gotta say right now. I'll probably have more to ramble off that I'll regret not putting in the video, but hey, whatever. My phone's about to die, so I'll catch you guys later. Let me know what you think. Please do some replies. I'd love to see some video replies. I don't think I've ever gotten more than like 2 or 3. Tag me in it. I will watch it, and I will subscribe to you if I don't know you. And I like your video, so keep it greasy, guys.